Welcome please to the JVG podcast, where these G's are gonna spread their seeds of knowledge about the league. It's flourishing with these. These funny catchers seem to be well read, esteemed and honest. Like the man himself, Jeff Van Gundy. They are high IQ, so cerebral and funny. So if you're on the bus, just border on the dunny. Listen to the
JVG NBA Tribute Show.
Should I turn the light on?
Bloody close the blinds, mate. You don't want people seeing you. Is that what your mum doesn't want?
Oh. Yawn stuck there. No, mum doesn't want people to look in.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah.
You see the state of this room. You gotta move out, man.
It's not reflective of the rest of the house.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are. This one of the Jeff Van Gundy Tribute Show. I am your host, Lucas. Yes? Yes? Yeah. I'm your host, Lucas, joined by my co-host, Marco.
You got really tired just then.
No, I'm tired.
But I know you got tireder.
Maybe, potentially. I did... I'm in... Man, so you know how like there's a new term or like word that everyone uses and it's always really bad?
Yeah.
So one that I don't like, but I use because I think it's very useful is sleep debt.
Right. I was thinking you were going to say sleep deficit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you the difference between a debt and a deficit. I can think of someone from the weekend who would love to tell me.
Oh my God.
Let's skip right over that one.
We'll get to the weekend. Well, we'll skip over that specifically, but we'll talk about the weekend because it's Sean's birthday week. And it's soon to be Sean's birthday month, the way we're going. It's also my sister's birthday today. Happy birthday, Soph.
Happy birthday, Soph.
Yeah. But I just think I've been in sleep debt and I've done 2 Pilates classes, one yesterday, one today, and I think I'm looking forward to a bath.
Yeah.
And a crunchy dinner. And I'm a little WFH boy tomorrow, so yeah, I can wake up a little later.
That's so good that you've sorted that out.
Oh, it's very handy.
I think I had the first good night's sleep I've had in 2 or 3 weeks last night.
Yeah.
Because last night, which was crazy, and even then I got woken up at 6 a.m. But yeah, just moving, stress. Cat's been stressed since we moved. He's been very happy, but he's just been getting up at 3 and not going back to sleep till 7 consistently. Yeah, Donald the cat. Just attacking the feet, walking around the room. He loves to do this thing where he like sneaks under Alex's blind and like sits on her window ledge and stares out the window. Oh. But it's so loud. He like goes like clangs his head into.
Wait, in the sun?
Huh?
Or just the view?
This is at 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But last night he slept all the way through till 6 a.m. And the only reason he didn't sleep longer is because one of the women in this household, you know how women love like turning off power switches and stuff like that?
Being planned.
Yeah. So like I got Donnie an automatic feeder, so it's like a machine that feeds him at a certain time every night.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because 1, he's on a diet. 2, he wakes me up at 4 a.m. to be fed. The only reason he didn't wake up, the only reason he woke me up is because somebody had unplugged had turned the power switch on that was powering the automatic feeder and he did not get automatically fed. Otherwise, I would have had like flawless 11 p.m. to 7:30 a.m.
Oh,
sleep.
wow.
Yeah, I know. It would have been incredible. It was good though.
Yeah.
It was the long and the short of it.
Yeah. But it could have been like something else.
Yeah.
So do you reckon you're due for another good sleep?
Yeah, I could have a good one tonight because I got tomorrow off as well. So like,
are you back to 4 days?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm doing 0.9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is my off week.
Okay.
And I'm planning on waking up at like 8, I reckon.
Yeah. I prefer Quavo. But you moved out.
Yeah.
The last time we talked, we had a pretty lackluster, or just a low energy conversation about that. Now you've moved out.
It's hard to talk about. On the best of days.
Yeah.
I moved out. I'm in interim housing at the moment at Alex's house. Actually, really good. Her house is great. Get along with her housemates really well. Shout out Bridget and Calypso if you're listening, which I know you are. And the deal is I don't have to pay rent, even though I offered. I just have to cook them dinner 2 or 3 times a week. So like, good deal for me, I would say.
That is a good deal. Unless you're time poor / in sleep debt.
Yeah.
That third dinner, the 2 is. I can do the 2.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do the 2, but that third one, you might not be able to sneak that in every week. Like there might just be a week where it's like, God, I've cooked dinner every night or done something else every night of the week.
It's 2 or 3. That's what it's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 weeknights and like a little weekend deal if you're not up to much, you know.
You could do a weekend deal.
Yeah.
What's 2 or 3? You're 0.9 for work. What are you for dinners? What's that make it? 0.5.
2 to 3. Yeah, it's 0.5. 0.5 for dinners. Yeah.
God, yeah, less for murder. So we touched on it. What a weekend we had.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Sean's birthday finally finished. He was shouted out on just the Deep 2 podcast last week. He got a gift from me, and then
what did you get him again?
A little bit of trivia.
Australian
trivia.
Yeah, it wasn't super clear in the audio version.
I could hear him unwrapping fucking pretty clearly. But, you know, third shout out, the second one being his actual birthday celebrations.
Yeah, which wasn't recorded.
Which was not recorded.
You can't find it on the Deep 2 Podcast Network wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, but boy, did we have a lot to drink. I had the most I've had to drink in a very long time. Not in like an 8 p.m. till 4 a.m. job, in like a 3 p.m. till 11 p.m. job.
Yeah, it was it's such a good time to be drinking, but it really felt like the wrong time. Like I shouldn't have felt like that at 9 p.m. or whatever time it was.
Yeah.
I also had a lot to drink. I feel like I came there without much intention to do anything else.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there were certainly people that I was like, oh, it'd be good to see, you know, such and such and so and catch up with them, but it was just so secondary in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, wow, it's gonna be good to have a beer with it's gonna be good to have a beer with Sean, Dante, and Alessio and Lucas.
Yeah, no, it's even beyond that. I think it was like, it's gonna be so good to have a beer. And Sean, Dante, Alessio and Lucas will be there.
Maybe some other people that I see 3 times a year. You know?
Yeah. No, but it was a blast. Sean, congratulations on the end of the birthday week. Thanks for having us at the park.
Very well done. Very well executed. Taking up all 3 picnic tables and the barbecue at Batman Park.
Yeah.
Good amount of sausages. No frills. Sausages, onions, tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Bread.
A vegetarian option.
Yeah, there was a vegetarian option. But
like,
don't fuck around with anything else, you know.
They went to the pub after, had more beer. They got more beers there, and then we went to a party after that and had some more beers there. So yeah, it was. You know, when the more you speak through it, the more you realize it was actually
probably didn't do anything.
Probably a bit much. But all in good fun nonetheless. It was not only Sean's birthday weekend; it was also Taylor Swift in Melbourne. No. All-Star weekend in the NBA, and you know, the NBA extended universe as the All-Star weekend has come to be known. Why was this the best dunk contest of all time?
I think this was like particularly bad. This dunk contest, if that's where we really want to start.
Nah, it was more in tongue in cheek. We actually don't have to talk about it at all.
It was. I have one thing. I have 1 or 2 things to say about it. I feel really bad for Mac McClung.
Why?
Last year was really nice, like him being in the dunk contest, and this year it felt like they were like wheeling him out.
Okay,
you know what I mean? It's like, we're not going to give you an NBA contract, but we're going to keep bringing you out here as long as you're playing in the G League. And like, you know, he was the lesser of 4 evils. Let's call him that.
It's true. It's like wheeling him out, like dunk contest legend Mac McClung returns for another dunk contest.
Yeah,
2 of his dunks were over Shaq. You know, that's pretty impressive. But like, you've only got 4 dunks, and 2 of them were the same one. Jaylen Brown, I thought it was pretty funny that he addressed not being good with his left hand with that glove. Other than that, he fucked up that homage dunk. And then I actually can't remember who the other 2 dunkers were.
Jacob Toppin.
Forgettable. And who was the other one?
I can't remember. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, we can actually. I actually would prefer us not to. You can fact check for you.
I'm gonna fact check, but I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's you probably stopped in the dunk contest or something. But yeah, that's the dunk contest done. We also have.
Oh wow, he's actually a favorite of the pod.
Oh, I'm happy for him. Yeah. Happy he could get his moment. All-Star game, we got that. We got the 3-point throw out. We got Steph versus Sabrina. We got the skills challenge I didn't watch. The celebrity game, I saw Tristan Jass taking it way too seriously. I thought that was enough for me.
Yeah.
What do you want to
Kelsey
take
Plum had words to him on the sideline.
Was she playing?
No. She was on the sideline.
Oh, okay. As like an assistant coach or as like a courtside viewer?
Oh, maybe she was an assistant coach, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, look, this was... Usually I feel like as... Let's call me the youngest member of the podcast. Of the extended universe. I feel like I have the most time for the All-Star weekend. Yeah. Because I'm probably less jaded by the idea of it. And I had no time for this one at all. The Steph... Maybe let's start with that, because that's a good thing. The Steph versus Sabrina contest was a lot of fun. Like, Sabrina Ionescu obviously, competed really well in it. Steph got a better score than anyone did in the actual 3-point contest, I think.
Yeah, and
which is pretty funny.
Sabrina scored 26 or 27?
26, yeah.
Yeah, which would have also which matched everyone's first round score from the 3-point shootout as well.
Yeah.
Which is, crazy. It's crazy how ready she was.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, you said this off air, like, she used the moment really well. Yeah. To promote women's basketball, promote herself. Ernie Johnson, of course, man at the moment, knows exactly, how to let a moment breathe, how to let someone speak. But there was a funny moment when he was like, they used to say to you, you should be playing with dolls. And, Steph just had this look on his face, like he's like, yeah, damn straight she should have been.
Jesus, that's so funny. I must have missed that.
Yeah. There was a blink and you missed it.
Okay. Ernie Johnson industry plant.
What do you mean by that?
Another fucking term I hate.
Right. Yeah.
Industry plant. Yeah.
There couldn't be someone less of an industry plant
than someone old.
Kidding me?
Yeah. But I think that was... Yeah, I think you're right. He let the moment breathe. Sabrina had like 2 minutes of that post-game or the post-contest interview, and she used that really well. And then she had a press conference, and she used that really well. But that was cool. Like she could take that any way she wanted to, and it was very genuine. But I feel like the contest was just like, oh, cool. This is just two shooters.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh wait, we could have just been treating people like that the whole time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, look at Steph saving the world, and it was just, and Steph actually was like, fuck, I might lose. Yeah. Especially how hot Sabrina started.
100%. Man, if he hadn't nailed that last rack, we'd be bloody singing a different tune.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, actually. But great. That was great. That was good. That was a good addition. And then I also think from the product, like, it's fun. That was like 10 or 15 minutes, and I think maybe that might have to do with the issue of the other. Is that my dog?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Jesus. Hang on, let me go check
it.
Yeah.
Loves just talking about the league, certain things like that.
And we're back after a lonely dog intermission.
Yeah. But where was I? I was at the thing going for 10 or 15 minutes. I think that might play into it as well. It's like the dunk contest goes like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
For like 12 mid dunks.
Yeah.
And the 3-point contest, actually, the thing they fucked up with the 3-point contest was they didn't know what to do when the four guys tied for the same score.
Right.
Did you see that?
No.
Only 3 people were supposed to go to round 2. But all 4 guys had 26.
Yeah.
What they did was they were like, they actually had no idea. Like obviously they thought of this up on the fly, and they did a 30-second shootout. All 4 of them did 30 seconds, and then the top 3 scores of that went into the final. Why don't they just all fucking do the final?
Yeah,
there's no way you're actually not saving any time.
No.
And it's like, what?
You're not upping the stakes. The final's not harder. It's just there's just less guys.
Yeah, and like they all got 26. They all came first. Why does one of them have to then miss out? Yeah. Also, like, I feel like the sanctity of the 3-point contest is not really something we need to protect. So yeah.
Well, you already didn't by like making up a solution to your problem on the fly.
Yeah.
Also, the fluorescent floor doesn't speak to the sanctity of it either. The starry branding.
Oh, the beautiful starry branding. Do you have any positives from any of these things so far?
I think the Sabrina Steph thing, it was cool, but like I think what you said means that it can't be repeated. It's like, oh yeah, well, like the best shooter in the WNBA is probably just going to be able to compete with the best shooter in the NBA in like that situation, in a shootout situation. Like, so in 2 or 3 editions, does it just become like the 3-point contest where you're like, oh, cool, like one of the guys won. Like, yay.
Yeah.
Like, why is Julius Randle here? Like,
yeah. I feel like it could evolve. I can't remember who said it. They were like, make it so it's Steph and Dame versus Sabrina and Caitlin Clark. It's Caitlin Clark who we'll get to.
Yes.
So maybe it can change in different ways, but it's nice that they didn't fuck it up, or you just pick different players.
Or have like 3 NBA players head to head against 3 WNBA players or something like that. Like, you can keep them involved or whatever. In some sort of way. Which is what made it interesting.
I was talking to a friend of the show, Max, in DMs. Shout out Max, and he was like, I can't remember what we were talking about. Oh, he said horse. A game of horse would be good. Add that. I feel like that's a very easy thing to implement.
I think they used to play horse.
This is what I said as well.
I think Kevin Durant's a 2-time All-Star Weekend horse champion.
All right. It might not be All-Star Weekend, though. It might have been another event. But KD did play it. I think he did one against Steph.
Nah, it used to be an All-Star Weekend.
Oh, okay. So that would be an easy thing to implement. And then, drinking from the cup of Steph versus Sabrina. You could do and imagine this. Nikola Jokic in horse versus Kevin Hart. Imagine that. That would be an absolute collision of worlds. That would be so fucking fun and goofy.
You have to involve Kevin Hart as much as you possibly can.
Genuinely, he's a four-time celebrity game MVP. But and Jokic would be so good at Jokic wouldn't just beat down on him; he'd play around with him, and he'd shoot some fucking crazy shots. Yeah. So there's I don't know. I feel like this lends itself to more expanding the All-Star Weekend beyond the NBA.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm remembering now. So they did it in 2009, 2010. Kevin Durant won both of those. Stopped doing it for whatever reason. And then they did it in the 2020. Remember the 2020 All-Star game?
Was that the one where Kyle Lowry charged game?
No, it was the COVID one. It was the COVID All-Star weekend.
COVID Lowry charged
game.
Did it?
I wonder when it actually happened, now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah.
But they did it then. And
it would have been during this. It would have been fine.
Oh yeah, it wasn't COVID. But then why did they do it? Why is that the one year that they did horse again? I'm trying to think why.
This I can't remember. Oh, I have another positive from All-Star
Weekend.
No,
okay, this wasn't COVID. This was just the thing that they did during that COVID season.
Okay.
Because they could just get 8 people in the gym and get them to play
true.
Horse. Yeah.
Yes, something HBCU. The Indiana fans were incredible.
Yeah.
I feel like that was really good. I feel like they're kind of like this larrikin fan base, but it's true. It's real. There's no faking it. It's not like, Knick fans. It's just they pop up whenever, and they're like, we're diehard, and it's like, nah, this is actually what diehard fandom looks like.
Yeah.
Consistently booing anyone who wasn't Tyrese Halliburton. It was fucking awesome. And all of the players loved it. The players man, we really appreciate playing in Indiana. You guys are true to the game.
Yeah, because you play in Vegas, it's just going to be whoever can pay the most for a ticket. Even when it was in Cleveland last year or 2 years ago, I remember when it was in Cleveland and it was no one from Cleveland could actually go. Because the tickets were so expensive.
Yeah, true.
It was LeBron James, blah, 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 blah. Whereas this was just this is so clearly just people from Indiana who love basketball. Yeah. Have that particular to their fan base. So, that's got to be part of it. Having it in the right city.
Yeah.
You can so easily have it in the wrong city.
Yeah.
I feel having it in anywhere in Florida, it's bad. I mean, when's the last time they had it in Boston? That could be funny, I guess.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
They'd be pretty uptight about it.
Yeah.
Why don't they just play? Quick clamp.
There was a lot of shooting around.
Yeah, that wasn't Boston at all. That was just racist white guy won.
Yeah.
What's Boston? Boston. No. I'm not gonna put myself out there like that. All-Star game. Love Cat, huh?
Yeah.
That was pretty cringe.
That was so bad. What was with that?
Oh, it was weird. I don't know.
He was like the only... I don't think I've ever seen someone play in the All-Star game like that.
Neither.
Like, he was just like, I'm just going to, like, charge into the key and take a dunk.
Yeah.
And it's like, why, though?
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, highlights from the All-Star game, though. I feel like the Dame half-court shots are pretty cool.
Yeah, they were good.
Steph block on Paolo.
LeBron had some really nasty dunks and threw some cool passes in the first half, and it was like, oh, cool, yeah. Like, LeBron James is still such an athlete.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the few players where it's fun to see him, like, take an uncontested dunk. Like,
yeah.
Wow, that guy's huge, and he's
Yeah.
almost 40 years old.
Still got it.
When Luka took that three-quarter
Epic
shot, it bounced off the top of the backboard. Trey nutmegging KD, that was pretty funny.
I missed this.
Yeah.
I must have been looking away for that moment. The Jokic-Doncic fast break.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah. It had the moments that any All-Star game has. When you watch the 3-minute highlight package, you're like, oh, there were enough cool moments to make a 3-minute highlight package.
Yeah, and 211 points.
Yeah.
Never been done in any game, let alone an All-Star game. Okay,
I think that might be the Eastern Conference's record for points in a game as well.
Yeah, I think it was the West's record for points allowed.
Yeah.
This Trey through the legs is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Because KD is actually kind of defending in that one.
Yeah.
LeBron should have been a bit far over for help. He should have been cinched in a bit
like,
more.
as soon as he nutmegged him, they're like, all right, just let him hit the floater, because it would be bad if he nutmegged him and didn't hit the shot.
Yeah.
So and LeBron stuffed him in the rim.
So next segment, fixing All-Star. This is the first of its kind on any podcast platform. What are your suggestions?
Can you lead with this? I feel like I've done this part. I feel like I've done this segment before.
Yeah, I'm joking. Where should we move to next? We can move to Caitlin and Jimmer.
One last thing on All-Star. There was no Elam ending or whatever it was this year, was there?
No.
And I feel like it just didn't affect the product either way.
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
People were really into that. Like, the first year it was there, they're like, wow. Like, they really went for it at the end. It was like, well, everyone was just scoring.
Yeah.
Everyone was just taking, like, more surefire buckets than, like, and less logo threes and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that, like, the All-Star game, like, I feel like the constant thing over the last however many years, maybe 10, whenever players, like, media obligations and just accessibility to players has just skyrocketed, the thing they all say, like, there's consistent, like, 100% of the time is that, like, they're just exhausted by the time the All-Star game tips off. So maybe that's something we should listen to. And, like, they actually have no reason to try.
Yeah. It was funny, Anthony Edwards, like, he said that in his post All-Star Weekend interview, was like, I think all the players just look at this as, like, a week off. Like, they're not going to waste any energy, like, during the events that they don't have to. Which is really, really funny to say when your teammate had 50.
Oh, that is so funny. Wow, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny. How much did Dame have?
He had 39 or something like that. Like, he had a lot. Yeah.
He started off really poorly. Tyrese's start was nice.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Yeah. That was good. But yeah, I mean, that was the thing is, Cat, he didn't even have an efficient 50 in a 28-point loss.
Nah, surely.
In the All-Star game. Like, if you're having 50 in the All-Star game, you got to be like 26 of 30 or something. Well, probably not that.
That's funny.
Like he missed a lot of threes.
26 including free throws.
He was obviously being like...
Whoa, he shot 35 times. 23 or 35 isn't too bad.
Yeah, but like...
I see what you're saying, though.
I think you got to have 5 less shots there. Like...
Even Dame taking 26 is cringe.
Yeah.
Don't take... Yeah, okay.
Like...
I see what you're saying. Jokic, 23 minutes. Is that a record for him in an All-Star game?
It actually might be.
God, the players actually fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyrese robbed, I reckon.
Of
Let's get into
All-Star
it.
MVP.
Yeah.
In his home city and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, I had one more thing to say. What was it? I can't believe how much I'm talking about this.
Yeah. That's cool.
No, I don't. No,
Oh,
I
good.
decided I don't.
Okay, well, where to next?
So Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. We were going to say Caitlin got something?
No,
I was just going to say Caitlin got Clark. Caitlin Clark, 2 fun things that popped up over the past week. Let's start with the more fun thing for her. She broke the NCAA record for points for a women's basketball player. Or was it for any basketball player?
No, so she broke the women's record, which was held by Kelsey Plum.
Yeah.
With a logo 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then she went on to have 49 in that game, which is her career high. And it brings her within 98 of Pistol Pete Maravich's record.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So she's definitely gonna break it. Before the end of the season. Like it's almost a sure thing.
Yeah, that's cool. So when she was popping off last year and had the that back and forth with Angel Reese, I was in. I can actually tell you, I was in Greece, Sarakoniko Beach.
Nice.
Listening to you and Alessio talk about it, and I was like, damn, I feel like I'm really missing a moment here. But the 49-point game, I watched the highlights. I've never really watched her play before. I didn't realize how good she was.
Yeah.
She's like fucking crazy good.
Yeah, she can do anything.
And it's funny the Pistol Pete is ahead of her, because the way she shuffles around the court, like that run she has is like so like it gives the impression that she's not going to beat you with athleticism. And her game is just like technically perfect. So I she just kept pulling out from the logo. She had like 4 logo threes during the game.
It's her signature shot, which is like, like, you know, you could say it's Dame's signature shot, but he doesn't hit like one in a game. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, Dame and Steph are famous for hitting these deep 3-pointers. She actually uses it like constantly. It's a weapon. It's not like it's not like oh, this is that moment. It's like, no one's set. I'm just going to hit this 3. We don't have to run a play this time. They also pulled up a stat during the game. She has 5 or 6 games of 40 points, 5 and 5 in her college career. And like ridiculous numbers, and she's teeny. So those 5 rebounds would be harder than the 40 points. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I didn't think she was this good. But it looks like it. She looks like she's a surefire star. 100%. She should be like a surefire thing in the WNBA. Like, I don't know how a game doesn't translate, especially when like the jump from college to the WNBA is so different from the jump from college to the NBA. You know, actually, and this is what I thought was funny to sort of segue to the second part of this is like her going up against Jimmer Fredette in a shooting competition, a guy who did not segue to the NBA like well at all.
Great point.
And like, I don't think like I'm so certain she's going to be good in the WNBA. But it was funny that was sort of the matchup. In that video.
I didn't even connect those dots, because like the hype around Jimmer in college was huge. It was huge. And then it just didn't work out for him. But what we are talking about is Sue's. What was it called? Sue Bird has this like, what would you call it? Not a game show. What would she just hosts these little like videos, a little fun video series, and she hosted Caitlin Clark and Jimmer Fredette, and they were shooting from. She had a big cutout of her own face, and she just kept placing it in different parts around the court, and she just kept getting further and further away from. She started on the wing on the 3-point line, and she just kept getting further and further away from the basket, and the last shot was like out of bounds, like next to where the commentators called the game.
Like one that neither of them would ever have shot. Which, you know, so you can't be like, like they shoot that all the time. It makes sense that it goes in. Like,
So the first 2, man, I was nervous for both. Watching.
A lot on the line for both of them.
But like the first 2, they just bombed them in. Like, and the second one was from far as well. And then the third one, Jimmer missed and Caitlin Clark hit.
It was funny him being like, a little to the left. As soon as it left his hands.
That was just fun to watch. Is it Sue's Hangout? Is that what it's called?
It's called Sue's Places.
Sue's Places.
It's an ESPN Plus show, which I assume is like it's their streaming service.
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, so it's like a KO Mini.
Catch the whole thing on ESPN Plus. Sue Bird also has that other brand Together with she has that X logo that The Rock tried to steal. But yeah, that was cool. That was fun. That wasn't also another one of those things where it's like, this is not this fucking big deal made of it. It's like, okay, 2 good shooters have to go. It's let's just not muddle it up.
For sure.
Don't give people that avenue.
And then so I mean, she'll almost certainly be playing for Indiana next season.
Yeah. True. Fuck. Good year for Indiana.
Yeah. And is she from Iowa, or does she just play in Iowa? Because I feel like, stay with me on this one. You know how Indiana's
She's from Iowa.
Like the heartland of
Des Moines.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah! It's such a good town name.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere, and you're called Des Moines. You know how Indiana's like the heartland of American basketball? Like Larry Bird's from fucking French Lick, Indiana. I feel like Iowa is like Indiana's Indiana.
That's so funny.
They play like such corn-fed original basketball down there.
Yeah, true, and it shows in Caitlin Clark being the product that excels.
Exactly. So she's gonna go from there to actual Indiana to grown-up Indiana. Yeah,
that's so cool, man. Oh, that is so good. Oh, I was actually kind of salty that they got the first pick in the WNBA draft, the Fever, having had Aaliyah Boston last year. Yeah. But that is so good, especially after All-Star Weekend, seeing the way they received all the events and all the players and stuff. It's great that they're going to have Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, and Tyrese Halliburton for the next little while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really good.
Yeah. A worthy fan base for those sorts of hoopers anyway,
This episode of The Deep 2 is presented by Gelateria Bico, the official gelato of The Deep 2. Gelateria Bico, handmade gelato in the heart of Brunswick.
You want to talk WNBA? Maybe some WNBL? Australian Opals chat? Heck, even dabble in some EuroLeague? Find the W Basketball Show on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
The NBA moves so quickly these days, it's hard to keep up. Shams and Woj are breaking stories left and right, but the Quick Time Out is right there with them to keep you informed on the latest NBA news. Stop in and let us break it down as it happens. Find the Quick Time Out on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
Well, speaking of worthy fan bases, what am I going to do here?
A bit of point B to point A.
Point B to point A. Speaking of worthy fan bases, Aussie basketball fans. I mean, we've stuck by Ben Simmons. We've stuck by Liz Cambage. We've stuck by Kyrie Irving and all the other lovable basketball players. But it's Lauren Jackson, the retirement V2. And this time she's retiring on her own circumstances. The first time she retired, it was because she was getting injured over and over again. Yep. She's retiring from... I can't remember the exact wording. I should have looked it up. But it's international basketball. I don't know if she's retiring from FIBA, if that's the wording exactly. But she's retiring from international basketball. And it's nice. She was in pretty good form at the in the WNBL before the season broke for the OQT. In the OQT, we needed her. We needed her for that physicality in the first game against Brazil. And yeah, she just spread like a calmness through the team when she would get on the court. And the Brazil fans were really good in the first game. So yeah, we really needed her to get the wins, and not as much like just purely basketball anymore. But she was pivotal in that. And yeah, after the second win against Serbia, she was like, I'm retiring from international basketball. I can't make it to the Olympics. Like I'm not gonna be able to get to this level in Paris. So yeah, it's really awesome, man. It's nice that she's been able to finish her career like this.
100%. Do you think it was a snap decision? Like watching that, obviously, like she didn't make the decision on the night, on the day. But watching that interview, it was like, it felt like something that had happened between being selected for the qualifying tournament and like being at the qualifying tournament. Not like going to the Opals leadership, like, all right, cool, I'll help you here, and then I'm done, because like, God, you'd love to go to another Olympics.
You'd love to, man. Yeah. I can't speak on that, but she'll be at the Olympics. Yeah. It just won't be as a player. Yeah. She has to be, man. She has to be an assistant coach. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. But she has to be an assistant coach. Oh shit, sorry. Oh my God. This is so This is, what's it called? This is kind of neurodivergent of me right now. But I just looked up and I didn't realize there are so many 22s in Caitlin Clark's about section of her Wikipedia. Where's number 22? Born the 22nd of January 2002, which means she's 22 years old.
Hey, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
22nd of January 2002.
Yeah.
Wow. So back to Lauren Jameson.
Yeah. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, and so she's been, I would say more than playing, but like performing for the Opals in international competition going back 26 years now.
Oh, wow.
So I've prepared a little thing, Lucas. Actually,
awesome.
Which I thought it might be fun to go through all of her
this is awesome.
all of her major tournament.
This is great, man.
Appearances together.
Yeah.
So first major appearance was the 1998. I think they called it the World Championship, not the World Cup back in the day.
1998. That is crazy.
She was 17 years old.
Yeah.
The Opals lost one game all tournament to runners-up Russia. They only lost by 6 points. This was like first couple of teams that she played alongside Sandy Brondello in.
Oh, cool.
And she played she came off the bench. She played just under 12 minutes a game, but was third in team scoring with 10.9 points per game.
Oh, no shit.
So and yeah, they won the bronze medal. So very clearly, just had an instant impact on this team. Next
also, 17.
Yeah, 17 years old.
We're losing our mind at Izzy Borlase at 19, which is something to lose your mind for.
Yeah, and she turned 17 a month before the competition started or something like that.
The white Tim Watson.
They selected her when she was 16.
Yeah.
2000 Olympics, obviously this is a huge one on home soil, and she was just instantly the leader. Again, we can keep track of her age pretty easily. She was 19 years old.
Yeah.
She averaged 15.9 points, 8.4 rebounds, almost 3 blocks a game. And yeah, the only game they lost all tournament long was to the Lisa Leslie-led USA.
Oh, yeah, true. They were good back then.
Yeah. There was one game that... So, as an aside here, it's fucking criminal how much of women's basketball history is just kind of almost lost. That there's not on the spot reporting, that there's not video footage, because I feel this had to be one of her big world stage moments. It was a quarterfinal against Poland, who at the time had the tallest women's basketball player ever. Do you know Margot Didek?
Yeah, she's 7'2".
7'2".
Yeah.
And yeah, LJ held her to 5 of 15 shooting in a 28-point victory over Poland, and she had 6 blocks, and I just want there to be a video because I know she has just stuffed Didek a couple of times.
Margot Didek played in Australia, and she passed away in Brisbane. She lived.
I think she was coaching in the WNBA. Yeah.
Oh no shit! At the time, damn, you did your little deep dive. I'll stop interrupting.
No, it's fine. But yeah, such a shame there's not available footage of games like that. That would have been so sick to watch. 2002 World Championship, another bronze medal. Seen a bit of pattern here.
Yeah.
LJ loves bronze medal matches. Again, lost just one game before the semis, which was a 1-point loss to Brazil. This period, it was Australia, Russia, Brazil, US. That was the quarterfinal. That was the semifinals. Every single year in the Olympics and the World Cup.
So what was this competition? Sorry,
this was the 2002 World Cup.
Okay, yeah.
She led the tournament with 23.1 points per game in just 22.7 minutes per game. Shooting 56, 54, 78 splits. And she's shooting 2.5 threes per game as well. Which
56, 54.
Yeah.
Far out, man.
And then again, you'll see a pattern emerging here. She had 31 points and 9 rebounds in the bronze medal match.
Okay.
And in this same tournament, just again for context, a 22-year-old Sue Bird got DNPs in the semifinals and finals of the tournament.
Oh wow! Okay.
So the US team was so good that Sue Bird wasn't cracking the rotation yet.
Yeah.
2004 Olympics, another silver medal. Again, flawless group stage. She averaged 22.9, which again was the most points per game in the tournament. And eventually they lost to the US in the final, who were led by a young Diana Taurasi.
Jesus.
2006 World Cup, this is the big one. went 9-0 throughout the tournament. Again, she led the tournament with 21.3 points per game. That's 3 international tournaments in a row where she was the top scorer.
Fucking oath.
She was only beaten to the MVP by Penny Taylor, who had like one of the best 2-game runs in international women's basketball history. She had 28 in the semi-final against, I think it was Brazil, and then 26 in the final against Russia. This was the tournament where the US lost to Russia in the semi, and that US team had Tina Thompson, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, and Candace Parker.
Yeah.
So like fucking, you know, thank God Russia beat them. Let's say that much. And yeah, the Opals beat Russia 91-74 in the final. LJ had like the easiest 16-11 ever.
Yeah,
just like cruise to victory.
Awesome.
It goes on.
Yeah. This is just 2006. We're only 8 years through.
2008
and we have 18 to go.
2008 Olympics, another silver medal. Again, didn't lose a game before the final. Again, won every game by double figures. Again, lost to the US.
Yeah.
This is like, I guess this was when some more talent was starting to come through the Opal side. She was a bit quieter, only averaged 17-9.
Yeah.
And then, put up 20 and 10 against the US.
This is 2008?
This is 2008.
Was Liz Cambage playing?
No, not yet. So, I don't know if she wasn't like, I don't think she was starting yet.
Yeah, okay.
That came in the 2010 World Championship, which was the first and only international competition that Lauren Jackson didn't medal at.
Yeah.
So this was her and sharing a front court with Liz. So, you know, we know who we can blame for that. And yeah, we lost in the quarterfinals to the hosts, the Czech Republic, and it was like just huge, massive shock. Again, for context, the US team had a center rotation of Tina Charles and Sylvia Fowles.
Jesus.
We are.
How many did she have against America, did you say?
This was in the 2008 Olympics. She had 20 and 10.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That would be fucking tough.
Then this is when we are nearing the end here because we do get to her injuries. 2012 Olympics. So she got the adductor injury in the lead up to this and like missed a bit of training camp. And then all the reporting is like, oh yeah, like, you know, she's going to take on a lesser role. She ended up leading the team in scoring and rebounding again, as she often does, averaging 16 and 8 on the way to a semi-final loss to the US. She had 14 and 17 in that semi-final game. And then, she had 25 and 11 in the bronze medal match. She's like allergic to not having a double-double in bronze medal games.
Yeah.
And also at this Olympics, she was selected as the flag carrier for Australia at the opening ceremony. She didn't play in another major tournament after this because of injuries until she unretired for the 2002 World Cup. And like, I mean, we've talked about this tournament ad nauseum.
Yeah, this is where we come in.
I mean, you were there courtside to witness it all. But yeah, you know, she was playing much more of a role in this team. And like, I mean, I think it speaks more to like this generation, the Opal side, where it's like, you're going to have 4 people averaging like 10, 11 points a game rather than someone scoring 23.
Yeah.
But, you know, on home soil, bronze medal match, 30 and 7. I was there and I don't think she missed a single shot. The box score says otherwise, but not true.
Another medal match, even though it was her like, she was 40 at the time, and like she wasn't like, you know, a huge feature in the rotation throughout the thing. But as soon as the medal's on the line, just performs crazy,
legit,
built diff,
crazy, absolutely crazy international career. That's 9 tournaments, 8 medals.
Yeah, that's incredible. That was so good by you, man. That was really well done.
No worries,
adding the context as well was that was just tremendous by you. I'm gonna go through her career highlights and awards just on Wikipedia, just to top that all off. 4-time WNBL MVP, 4-time WNBL Final MVP, 5-time WNBL champion, 6-time WNBL All-Star 5, 7-time WNBA All-Star, 3-time WNBA MVP, 2-time WNBA champion, 3-time WNBA scoring champion, 1-time WNBA Finals MVP, one-time rebounding champion, one-time defensive player of the year in the WNBA for both of those. 7-time all WNBA first team, 1 all second team. So she slipped that year. 2-time all defensive first team, 3-time all defensive second, 3-time peak performer in the WNBA, and she made the 10th anniversary team, which means she made the 15th, 20th, and 25th. And to top it all off, a women's career basketball league MVP in 2007. And not many people have those actually. Yeah, such an incredible resume, and just so consistent as well.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, like going through all those international competitions, like she never had a down year. It was like, oh, she's taking less of a role because Liz Cambage is in the front court with her, or you know, like the 2000 that was the ones she played with Liz were the only ones where she wasn't like either 17 years old or like the team's first offensive option.
Yeah,
yeah.
She made the under 20 team when she was 14.
Crazy.
That is so young. That is so young to make anything. And then she was actually selected when she was 16. That first feature with the Opals.
Yeah.
She was 16 when she was picked. That's fucking awesome.
Do you want to talk about the 2006 Commonwealth Games? Or do you have memories of that?
I have memories of that, actually. Can't believe you would ask such a specific question. But I saw Australia versus Nigeria at the Melbourne... What was it? The Melbourne Sports Centre? What was it called back then? Melbourne Multi-Purpose Venue. At, I think, MSAC.
I don't know why they changed the name.
The MMPV. Which I think is MSAC, but I can't exactly remember. But what I do remember is LJ. So we beat Nigeria 105-49 in the semi-final. It was March 21st.
Close game.
At 1:45.
Absolute edge of your seat now. Nail biter.
And we had these tickets. My dad's house when we were growing up. We had these tickets like pinned up on a corkboard from 2006 until 20. When did my dad move out? 2018. So for 12 years, these tickets were just there fading, and they were I don't know why. I can't remember anything else from that wall, but I remember those tickets so vividly. And LJ just had like. It says here she had 31 points and 8 rebounds, but I'm not joking. She would have had north of 20 rebounds in that game. I'm telling you. She had... Sorry, I said 31 points. She played 22 minutes and had 37 points.
Wow.
But... and during this tournament, she averaged less than 25 minutes and 31 points per game.
Yeah.
But nah, for sure, she had north of 20 rebounds. I don't know... I actually don't know how they fucked this up. I am certain
I
of
genuinely believe you as well.
Thank you.
And when was this? This was in March, was it?
So she had to have gotten more. March 21st.
Yeah, so this was 6 months before they went and won the World Championship in Brazil.
Yeah.
Beating Brazil on their home soil in the semi-final and beating the Russian team that felled the Americans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck those Russians. Remember, no Russian. Vale, Liz Cambage. Ah, Jesus.
Oh my god. Epic. Every Freudian slip.
World's worst guy. Vale. Miss Jackson. Woo.
Wow. Do you think she's for real?
Yeah, I was just faking that career. No, incredible career, Lauren Jackson. Best basketball player that has ever come out of Australia. Will be near impossible to top her career.
Yeah. I think impossible.
You reckon?
I genuinely think impossible.
Records made to be broken.
Well, bloody, hey, whatever young woman is listening to this, go out and break those records.
Yeah.
But like no man is ever going to break. No man is ever going to have the career Lauren Jackson had. Like, no fucking way.
No, yeah, actually, you're right. No, Australia never produced... Wow, that was actually crazy to read through.
Yeah.
That was insane.
When I was preparing for it, I was like, getting tired.
Imagine how she feels.
Yeah, no wonder she's not going to Paris. But yeah, like, I think... I do think, like, she's the greatest Australian player of all time, and she played in an era when, like, just no one was watching women's basketball. And now I think, like, there is, like, much more equity in talent and stuff like that. I think if Lauren Jackson was born today, she would still be like the best Australian player of all time. But like it seems so hard for someone to have to have the impact she had.
Yeah.
Like, not just in this country, but like she's genuinely one of the greatest WNBA players of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
quite without argument.
Yeah.
So like, I don't see anyone topping her career.
Yeah. To make the top 10, like the 10th anniversary team, which is 10 players, that is, like, that would have been, at the time, I mean, obviously at the time it would have been the 10 best WNBA players of all time, but it would have been so much harder to crack into that than it would be in the 15th, 20th, or 25th. So I think that she kind of, she was our best player for forever. She raised the level of Australian basketball so much. She brought everyone along for the ride, but then also helped them improve so much. And she's been such a big part of like basketball context in both the WNBA and in Australian basketball. Like, she's like synonymous. She's one of the first faces that comes up when you talk about Australian basketball. So it's just awesome. And it's really nice that she was able to have a return to basketball, and she's been great in the WNBL. She hasn't said she's going to retire from the WNBL.
She could just plug away there for
genuinely
like 3-4 more seasons.
Yeah. It goes from November to March. Just clear your plans. But I think she'll continue to play at a local level, even if it's like the NBL one. But it's great. She's amazing, and it's great that we get to keep watching it.
Yeah, 100%. And we're lucky to have her.
Yeah, for sure.
Vale LJ.
Yeah, damn, you got it right.
I think that's a pretty good place to wrap things up, Lucas.
That is a nice place to wrap things up.
Anything else to say?
Nah, but well, probably not. I don't know. Do you?
Well, thanks for listening to another episode of the JVG Tribute Show.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. I'm really glad that we did that because she should just be celebrated more and more, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'll see you next time.
Yeah. See ya.